Hello, hello, hello. All right, my dudes. Yo, welcome back. Hope you're doing well and having a good, wonderful time. Today, I've got the updated guide for Shaman after the big changes that 11.0.5 have introduced. We've got changes to the stat priority, talents, rotations, all that good stuff. We're going to go over it all, so stick around. And if you enjoy the content, as always, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's go. So with the stats, through Mastery, Elemental Overload, and Mountains Would Fall, our top stat is now going to be Mastery, and then Haste, Crit Strike, and at the very bottom, Versatility. To give you a loose idea of numbers, what you should be shooting for, you want to sort of be at like Mastery, 40% plus, Haste, 30%, Crit Strike, 25% plus, and then, you know, whatever's left over into Versatility. Right then, so this is the big one, the talents. There's some good changes, there's some frustrating changes, but it is what it is. I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet, which I know is not my usual style, but let's go anyway. On the Shaman side, nothing's really changed. This is all your utility stuff, so, you know, just flex it around for whatever content you're running. Don't touch these three because they're just too powerfully strong. Hero talents, we're going to use Stormbringer for pretty much everything. Farseer is still strong and it's still viable. It's just being outperformed by Stormbringer in pretty much everything outside of PvP. Even in single target, it's wild. So a couple of little choice nodes. You've got Lightning Conduit, where you randomly get struck by lightning and you can run around really fast. It's great, whatever. But this is more important. When you hit a Tempest, it increases your movement speed by 20%. So in content, that's great. In open world, when you're just, you know, messing around, that can be quite useful. But you're going to want to use Electroshock in content. And then down here, you've got the choice of Nature's Protection. So Lightning Shield now just is a flat damage reduction by 3%. Sounds small, but it is strong. Or you can opt for Surging Currents to buff your Healing Surge and Chain Heal if you're talented into those. Can be useful for off healing and, you know, supporting should we say a weaker group? But generally you want to take that. It's actually hero talents. So on the LE side, we've had some big changes. The most frustrating one is Flash of Lightning. Now gives you a 10% crit strike chance instead of a cooldown reduction, which is a bit of an annoying thing and a bizarre change. Why? Anyway, moving on. Ice Fury is now easier to take and to utilize. So it will transform your Frost Shock into an Ice Fury, Ice Strike, whatever you want to call it. And then you can follow up with Fusion of Elements. So you hit an Ice Fury into a Nature and a Fire spell straight after it, and it'll proc an Elemental Blast, which then feeds into Echoes of Great Sundering. So after you cast the LE Blast, it's going to increase the damage of your Earthquake. Then we've got some options. So I'm playing the Aftershock side of things. So you get a chance to refund your Maelstrom, which is amazingly fun. It allows you to be hitting your Earthquakes and Earth Shocks back to back in quite rapid succession as well. And you know, you tie that in with the tier set bonus to your 2-piece, which increases the damage of those. And it's crazy. It's a lot of fun. Or you can go down the Surge of Power route. This is strong, very, very strong. It needs to do a little bit more testing to see which is actually the best. But it does need a little bit more management and a little bit more awareness of when to, you know, consume the procs from it. But my advice and my recommendation is going to be go down the Aftershock route. And then we're still taking Master of the Elements, Elemental Unity as well. That it can increase your single target damage just a little bit. And then down here, yeah, we've got Echoes of Great Sundering, super, super strong. After casting Earth Shock, your next Earthquake damage is increased. To be honest, I've not been utilizing that. I've been mainly talenting into this for the LE Blast. that can trigger from Ice Fury and Fusion of the Elements, and I've had good results with it so far. Lightning Rod is still a beast of a talent. So in AoE, you're going to be tab targeting around and making sure that you spread your Earthquake around to spread your Lightning Rod to as many targets as possible. Charge Conduit increases the duration of Lightning Rod by 4 seconds and its damage by 25%. So that's massive in AoE. You absolutely want to be spread your rod, babies, as much as you can. Ascendance is back and better than ever. Make sure you go visit your class hall and pick up the glyph so that you get the new crazy hair to make it even better. Doesn't increase the damage, it just makes it look cool as fuck. And then you've got a choice node. So Preeminence increases your haste by 25% while you're ascended, which is crazy, and it increases the duration by 3 seconds. Or you can reduce the cooldown by 60 seconds. At the moment, my haste in general is a little bit low, so I'm going with this. But when I increase my haste a little bit more, I'm probably going to switch to this, just so I can pop Ascendance a little bit more often. But, you know, it's one of those, you can play around with both and see how you feel. And then Deeply Rooted Elements is now there as well as Ascendance. And 7% chance to activate when you hit Earthshock or Ellie Blast, or Earthquake, sorry. But if you're combining that with Aftershock and you're spamming and hitting Earthshock and Earthquake a lot, this does actually trigger quite a lot. So super, super useful. This is the main setup that I've been using. The other route you could go down is, especially for single target, this is a bit stronger for pure single target. We're going to take Everlasting Elements to increase the duration of your elementals, Earth and Rage. We go back to using P-Wave and Splintered Elements as well. But that's mainly for single target. It still does really strong AoE, but it's mainly for single target. We do drop Thunderstrike Ward, and we do drop Elemental Unity. But like I say, it is strong. It's great for single target, but at the moment, this is my go-to build. Honestly, I've even been using this in pure single target, and it does really strong damage. Crazy. Yeah, then, dude. So let's have a look at doing some damage on this beast. So for AoE, our priority is spreading Lightning Rod to, make the most of it. So always, after you've hit an Earthquake or an Earthshock, just make sure you tap targeting. If you really want to maximize your damage, you should be alternating between Earthshock and Earthquake, which can be confusing and you can get a little bit lost, especially when Aftershock is proccing, back to back, and we're in M+ or whatever, and there's loads of other things going on. So if you find yourself just hitting Earthquake, don't worry about it too much. It is a little bit of a damage loss, but the damage is still really, really strong, especially if you're utilizing Ice Fury and Fusion of the Elements to increase the damage of Earthquake anyway, which is how I play it, which I know is potentially not the best rotation in the world, but it's the way I do it at the moment, and I'm enjoying it. It's got a good flow to it, and it puts out some strong damage. So it kind of looks like this. And the opener is always the same for AoE and single target. And it's nice and easy now. We're not using P-Wave and Magma Totem. You're just going to do Stormkeeper and Storm Elemental into Ascendance, into a Lava Burst, into the standard rotation of Chain Lightning or Lightning Bolt into Earthquake. And then, looking out for your Tempest procs. So Storm Keeps, Storm Elements, Ascendance, Lava Burst. We need to get a Chain Lightning to get our first Aftershock out. Aftershock, Earthquake. And then we're just tab targeting to spread Lightning Rod as much as possible. I know I've got a Tempest proc, I just want to emphasize spreading Lightning Rod. And then it's everywhere, so I'm going to use that Tempest one. I'm going to go back to my Earthquake, Earthshock rotation. Tempest up is again. And then that hasn't got Lightning Rod, so you're getting rodded next. just like that. And then on top of that, what we can throw in as well is the Ice Fury into Earthquake into Flame Shock to get that Ellie Blast, and that'll boost the damage of our next Earthquakes even further. Super strong, super pretty much straightforward once you get the routine down. And like I say, don't worry too much about swapping backwards and forwards between Earth Shock and Earthquake. It's nice to do if you remember, but if you mess it up like I continuously do, don't worry about it too much. It's pretty similar to the old rotation, to be honest. But like I say, always remember to be spreading your lightning rod as much as possible. Hit your Tempest procs as soon as they're available. If you get a Lava Burst proc, what I do is I'll save it until I use my next Ice Fury, because Lava Burst is quite a slow cast to get that Ellie Blast proc. And then it's just a lot of rinsing and repeating. But the good thing about it is it's changed a little bit. It doesn't feel as spammy as it used to. A couple of weeks ago we were just hitting Chain Lightning for days. It has got a little bit easier in that respect. There's a bit more going on, a bit more fun. And then when it comes over to single target, I have jumped onto the single target setup, but this works with the other setup as well. You just don't have P-Wave and Splintered Elements. But your opener is the same, Stormkeeper, Storm Elemental, P-Wave into Ascendance, Lava Burst to consume it, Earth Shock, and then we're just going into our Lightning Bolt spam. Ice Fury, Earth Shock, Flame Shock, or Lava Burst, whichever tickles your fancy. And then just rinse and repeat. Lava Burst this time instead, why not, eh? And then looking for those refunds on Maelstrom, Lightning Bolt spam, P-Wave off cooldown, consume it with a Lava Burst, Earth Shock, back into your Lightning Bolt spam. And then we're going to wait until we're close, and then we're going to hit another Ice Fury into Earth Shock, into Lava Burst to get that Ellie Blast. Rinse and repeat, my dudes. That's all it is. Nice rotation. It feels a lot better than it has done previously. There's a bit more going on. There's a bit more things to do and press rather than just Lightning Bolt. And it's putting out some really strong damage. I'm only 6-12 eye level as well before people come at me in the comments, as usual. But anyway, my dudes, that's it. I hope that helped. If I've missed anything, as always, come at me in the comments. Make fun of the way I say this word if you want to. But I don't know if you can tell, but I am feeling pretty under the weather. So the rotation might not have been the cleanest and the fastest and the smoothest, but like I say, I hope it's helped and it's given you some insight and some guidance on how Shaman is playing so far this patch. But it is early. It's early days. So anything changes. I'm going to do some more testing with some different talent setups, and I'll post any results in the next week or so. But thanks so much for stopping by. If you liked it, be sure to like and subscribe for more. Jump in the Discord. Let's have a chat. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.